Hello, family, and welcome. This is Michael Zingara of All Exotic Tarot and Divination. Today we're going to do an unboxing video about the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. It's authored and created by Louis Martin and Sally Ann Glassman. As far as packaging goes, the packaging is magnificent. Comes in a big box. Roughly goes for $35. It is from Destiny Books. Contents is 79 tarot cards, a 288-page book with 175 black and white illustrations. So they really went out of the way to make this deck a workable system. I am an Orisha worshiper. I have taken this deck down to, I do know 3 people that are initiated in Haitian style voodoo. Basically, they advised me not to use this deck. One priest basically said, Michael, how many spirits do you want to feed every day? You know, don't you have enough? I've got nothing against the Loa at all. Basically, I picked up this deck just for research purposes. I've got a fairly good grasp of Haitian voodoo, fairly good grasp of root work, and a fairly good grasp of New Orleans style voodoo and spirit worship. And I'll tell you one thing about the New Orleans style. It's pretty far away from the Haitian style. And they will pretty much, if the practice works, a lot of these practitioners will use it. Another thing that concerns me too is some of the veves. Like here's one for ancestors. Okay. That drawing right there, that's a veve. Basically, that's what the card looks like, and they go into pretty good detail. Let's see, just on the ancestor card alone, to pick it randomly, we're looking at almost 2 pages of information. So, but a lot of these veves are incomplete, or call on a personal. They call on a. Basically, don't use them. Yeah, a lot of them are incomplete. With the Voodoo spirit group more than any other, not to say that Orisha is not like this, there is a definite order. There is a definite key things that need to be done. I'm trying to say this without getting my godparents in trouble. And there's a definite which priest can do what. Okay? More than it's a magical practice, you gotta remember the African diasporic faiths are religions. Now, I'm not saying that you can't form a personal relationship with Loa, but I wouldn't use this as a guidebook or a first step to do it. I would research the subject and the spirit that you want to contact before you really start using these cards. They have potential danger. You can screw up your life approaching these spirits wrong. I haven't had a chance to actually read this book. Well, look at there. The first quote's a Crowley quote, so that gives you guys, that guy was a fucking madman, so. And he's talking about Oblique. Okay, Oblique is in Jamaica. It's got nothing to do with voodoo. And Wanga is basically a word used to describe fetish in Congolese. And that Englishman had no fucking clue what was going on as far as African diasporic face. Alright, so it does come with a very good guidebook. Those of you who believe that you have the religious authority to work with something like this, feel free. Alright, it comes in a very good box with plastic coatings. The cards aren't going to bounce around. So without further ado, let's I try not to comment too much about this. I'll do a further review. I'm going to consult my spirits before I actually work with this deck. But at least to those of you who were curious to see what it looked like, you can look. There's two famous Hongur and Mumbo. Yeah, see some of the choices of the words on this deck, I just don't know. So this is a tarot card as far as I'm concerned. Tarot deck as far as I'm concerned. What we're looking at right now is the Major Arcana. Is not based on Rider-Waite-Smith. It's a whole nother world away. I'm not saying that people created this deck didn't research it or what have you, or not part of the Voodoo world. I just doubt if they are Mambas or Hungors, or even Borku. But let me tell you, once upon a time, Haiti was a very magical island. I'm not saying that all that magic's gone away. But they've come on some tough times, I'm sure. See, like that card, nah, I'm not going to get into it. See, I would make that, oh, I don't know. They have, the suits are by Faith. This is their take on Santeria. Santeria and Voodoo, as it's practiced in Haiti, are sister religions. Voodoo reflects more on the Fan and the Homily cultures, where Santeria, or Lukumi, is properly called, is more a Yoruba language and religion. So all the majors are present here as far as the different Orisha. Okay, this card's out of order. The okay, I had a card out of order to try to put back in its suit. Okay, the next suit is the Petro. These are the hottest, most emotional of the Loa. Fast working, but definitely some interesting spiritual personalities. Probably the most dangerous too. You can tell in the artwork that relating them to fire. The Voodoo faith, it really isn't good and evil. It's white, dark, and shades of gray. like, you know, Le Flambeau means of the flame. If you have a basis in French, you have a better understanding of these cards, because Haiti speaks a Pidgin Creole. Okay, now we're in the Congo cards. These are the spirits that reflect Congolese backgrounds from their African roots. There are some repeats of the cards, different aspects of them, which makes sense. See, I don't know why he would be Hungur never drums. Did have the privilege of going to one voodoo ritual back in the early 90s. It's pretty fascinating. The Loa didn't come to me at that time, so. Now, see, that's what I'm saying too. It seems like there was a lot more red spirits, a lot more chances to get yourself in some, well, not Rada Petro spirits than the Rada ones in this deck, but that could just be my own personal thing. Now, the Rada are the ones that are most similar to the Santorian spirits. And these would be the spirits that the everyday people approach. Not that they don't approach the other. Okay, we got a card mix up here. It's Oshun from Santeria. Or a Rada card. Yeah, you won't see people cutting off heads in a ritual for any of the spirits. Human life is sacred. That's damn near offensive. Especially at a Rada rate. That's ridiculous. So like I said, work with this deck. Take that book with a grain of salt. That's unusual spelling for that Loa. There we go. Alright, so I don't know if there's going to be a review of this or not. Basically, if there is, leave your like and subscribe to my channel. And basically, once I get the okay to read this deck, get that guidebook under my belt so I can give you the perspective of the creators. I'll pick somebody, so like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That's the important part right there. And thank you for watching. If you guys got any experiences or questions about this deck, I'll try to answer them best of my ability. I try to keep these videos underneath 15 minutes. Just because I want to do more detailed reviews of the actual decks and then do readings. So I want to thank everybody, and many blessings to you, and Eche.